Alright guys, you're welcome once more to my channel. So what we are going to be doing today is just going to be showing us some of the introductory stuffs in Python, some of the basics in Python for those of us who do not have initial knowledge of Python. Alright, so don't worry if you don't have Anaconda installed on your system or Python 3.7 installed. If you have it, don't worry, you can just open your Spider shell. But if you don't have it, you can visit www.anaconda.com and download Anaconda and install. You will see I've posted an instruction on how to do that recently. But if you don't want to download Anaconda, if you feel Anaconda is too large for you, you can just go to www.python.com and you download Python 3.7 for community download. Alright, so you open your Python shell and we can just walk along. Okay, so there is not much that we're going to do today. We're just going to do some basic computations in Python. Alright, so let's go. So we're going to be starting with variables. What are variables? Variables are just any letters between or any combination of letters that we use to define a particular a particular class in Python. Alright, so it's just like what we've been doing since primary school. If I say A equals 5 and I say B equals 6, and I can come and tell Python that okay, I want to add, tell the computer that I want to add A and B together. Okay, so the syntax for adding or the syntax for printing out or giving an output in Python is print. So when I say A plus B, that's going to return the sum of A and B to me. That is the sum of 5 and 6 is going to be returned to me. So the sum of 5 and 6 is 11, as you can see here. So 11 and 6 has been returned. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be talking about are variable types. Alright, so we're going to be talking about variable types. So there are different variable types. We can have floats, we can have strings, and we can have integers, we can have Boolean functions. Okay, so I'll be talking about floats first. So what are floats? Floats are, okay, don't worry, sorry, let me just talk about integers first. Let's start from integers. Okay, so before we go into floats, let's start from integers. So what are integers? So integers are just numbers, both negative and positive numbers, ranging from minus infinity to positive infinity. So we can just let's look at what we've done here. A is an integer and B is an integer. So we can just define something like, you can say y equals maybe 5 and w equals 7. Okay, so if we had y and w together, we subtract w from y. Don't forget the print function. So I can say y minus w, and I'll run my shell and see what. Sorry, that's gonna give us an error. Okay, so okay, it had it. All right, so that's y minus w giving us minus 2 here. Okay, so I can actually print. I can check, okay, what type of variable is y minus w. I can say print type. So print type is what you use to check the type of variable that you're working with in case you're having some problems. Sometimes you run into problems and you want to see, okay, what type of variable am I working with? Okay, or you would just want to know so that you can do some stuff with it. So I can say print type y minus w. So that's going to return an integer to us. Okay, so those are some of the stuffs that we come across in Python. So here we have it's returning an integer. All right, so let's go to float. So what are floats? What is the difference between a float and integer? So a float is something like this, and I say y equals 6.7. This is a float. So when I say t equals 5.9, all right, so I can actually subtract one float from another. I can say print y minus t. I can say print y minus t, and I can run my shell. It's going to return a particular value to me. Okay, so that's giving us 0.79999. So another thing I can do is that I can say, okay, I don't want to see this too much decimal places again. I just want to see the rounded value. I can just say round. So round, but you have to be careful here. You have to open a bracket and say round, print the rounded number after you subtracted them from each other. So what am I going to have? I'm going to have 1. Okay, so 7 has been rounded up to 0, and 0 has been promoted to 1. But what if I want to do something else? I want to, like, okay, I don't want a single significant figure, I want 3 significant figure. I'm just gonna say print round y minus t 3. Okay, so that's gonna return it's gonna return 3 significant figures. Okay, so it cannot return 3 significant figures because we have 0.79 and a 9. Instead it's going to return 0.8. okay, so because we cannot round 9 and a 9, but what if it's not 7.9 and it's 5.9 and 5.3? Okay, so let's see what that returns to us. So it's going to returning 1.4. okay. So okay, let's see, 5.4, 3, 5.444 and 2. Okay, so let's see what this gives us, and let's see, 744. Sorry. Okay, so this should return something interesting now. Oh, it's still returning 5. Okay, let me see, 0.7, sorry, 0.8. okay. So I just wanted to return 3 significant figures. Okay, so it's returning 3 significant figures now, 1.39. all right, so what else can we do? So we have summed a plus b, so sorry, so what else can we what else do we have? So we also have the variable type string. Okay, so string is just different from float and integer in the sense that a string is designated by double quote. Okay, I can say a equals double quote, not the double quote please, I can say double quote 7, and come here and say b equals double quote 9. Okay, so if I say the sum of I say print a plus b, then we want to check the type of the type of y minus t here. We want to check the type. Okay, we're going to see it's going to return it's going to return integer, float to us. Okay, so what we want to do now, so let's do a lot of things to get at the same time. Print type y minus t, and we're going to say print type also, print type a plus b sorry, a plus b. Okay, so so print type a plus b. So let's see what that returns. Let's see what they return to us. Okay, so we have we can see -1. Okay, so we have this is 79 here. Okay, 79. All right, so this is 79. Okay, so that's just so we can see 79. So we can see 7, 9 return to us there. 7 and 9. That's the difference between a string and a float. So we can see that the class returned to us, the class of variable that was returned to us for y minus t here is float, and the type that was returned for us in here is string. All right, that is to tell us, all right, that variable type was string. All right, another thing we can just another thing we have, another variable type is the Boolean function. Okay, if I say a equals true, so this is where we have to be careful, and I say b equals false. If I had a and b together, it should return 1 to me. All right, so this is Boolean function, and mind you, you start a Boolean function, you start with capital letter. You start any Boolean function with capital letter. True and false takes only capital letter to start. If I say small letter t, it's not going to start. It's not going to give me anything. Okay, take for instance, I say true and I say false. It's going to tell me it's not gonna tell me, it's gonna tell me an error. It's gonna return an error to me and tell me that false and true are not defined actually. So if I say print a plus b, let's see what that returns to us. So we are going to get something like an error, right? So okay, so name true is not defined. That is what it's returning to us. So but what if I change this to capital letter T and okay, so what if I change it to capital T and I change this capital false, and I change this capital false and I say print a plus b, that should return 1 to us. It should return 1. Okay, so you can see this is output. Okay, so what if I say true and true? That should return 2 to me. Okay, what if I say true and true? I should return 2 to me. Okay, so it should be 2. What if I say false and false? You can guess. What will false and false give us? False and false. False and false. It should give us 0. That should give us 0. False and false should give us 0. Should return 0 to us. Alright, so I was correct. So that's 0. What if I have another one and I say okay, C equals maybe okay, let's turn this to true. Okay, let's see what 3 truths are going to return to us. Alright, so true and true and true. Okay, true and true and true. Okay, so we are playing now, right? So let's see what a plus b plus c are going to give us. So let's see what a plus b plus c is going to give us. So it's giving us 3. All right, so let's just it means it's giving us 3 truths. All right, it's giving us 3. All right, so these are just a type of, basically these are the types of variables that we have in when we're working with Python. Okay, so another interesting thing that we can actually do is that we can add different variable types together. Like for instance, we can add string, and we can concatenate string, and we can try to concatenate string and what's it called, and integer and float. You can try to work with that. In your mathematics you can work with you can say 1 plus 1.3. That's a float, I mean an integer and a float. Okay, so if I say a equals 1.3 and I say b equals 1.1, I say 1. All right, so I can say print a plus b. Okay, so see what that returns to us. So it's going to give us 2.3. So this is a combination of float and an integer. So what if I want to add an integer and a string, right? So if I say that value is okay, and I say print a plus b, so let's see what that gives us. So that's going to give us error. All right, so can only concatenate strings, not integer to string. All right, so it's not going to add a string with an integer. All right, but if you want to do that, there are ways in which you can do that actually. Okay, probably you want the program to return the value of what you entered is 1. We are going to be working with that later. Okay, so all right, so let us go on. So basically, okay, so basically these are the things that we have. But okay, let me just walk it through. If you want that to return, if you want it to return something meaningful, you can just say value is. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in a quote and just use one quote there. Then I'm gonna put comma. Value is maybe 1. Okay, so it's gonna give me something meaningful. All right, so value is 1. Or maybe if I want to just print just say a plus okay, let me just turn this into 1.3 as it was, and I'm going to return a value is a plus b. All right, so that's what I want to see. Let's see what it returns to us. So this is going to return value is 2.3. Value is the sum of a and b. Okay, what if we want to talk about, if we want to multiply two values together in Python? We can just say what we use is the star key. Okay, so this is going to give us a multiplication of 1 and 1.3. all right, so value is 1.3. 1 times 1.3 is 1.3. so what if I want to divide? I'm just going to be using the inverted the backward slash. Okay, so it's going to be, that's 1.3 divided by 1. What if I have if I want to say b divided by a? Okay, so I'm going to have something returned to me. I'm going to have 0. something returned to me, so 0.7. So what if I want to round it up? Okay, I round it up. Okay, I'm going to say round to maybe 5 significant figures. Okay, so 5 significant figures, or maybe 3 significant figures. So I'm going to just do that. So I can say value of rounded values is, so rounded or estimated or approximate value, sorry, approximate value is not the comma here, please. So we're going to separate it with a comma, so it's going to have a meaning, it's going to be meaningful. So we're trying to combine string and integer together here. So let us see what that gives us. So approximate value is 0.769. So that's 3 significant figures there. So 0 is not significant here. 7, 6, and 9 are the only significant figures. All right. So having done that, let us try to move on. Okay. So what if I want to convert float to integer, integer to float, strings to integer or to float? So let us see conversion of variables. Okay, so if I want to convert from one variable to another, so this is just an introductory phase. Okay, so you can just play around it. Okay, so what if I want to convert? The syntax for converting is okay. If I have maybe if I have a equals maybe it's it's a string, and I want to convert this string into, there'll be some point when you have to convert a particular data frame into some sort of integer, or some sort of other variable type. So if I want to do that, I'm just gonna say integer e. All right, so let's see. Then we're gonna say print type key. So let's see what that gives us. So this is still going to return a string value to us. All right, so let me see. So it's still going to return a string value to us. So it's not going to return. So okay, so we can see print type okay, so let's see what this returns to us. So it's going to return a string, so it's returning a string here. Okay, so run it again. All right, so it's returning class string to us. Okay, but what if I just want to, okay, I want to do something better? I'll just say b equals integer a, then I'll say print type b. Okay, so if I print type b, it's going to give me an integer. All right, so so you can see class integer. All right, so that's how we can convert. So I can also convert from integer into float. I can say that if a equals to 9, Okay, that's an integer. All right, so I can convert integer to float. I can convert float to integer. I can say float b equals float a, then I'll say type b. All right, so that's going to return float to me. All right, so it's you can see it's returning float to me. So that's a conversion in Python. All right, so thank you for staying tuned. If you have any question, if you have any confusion, you can drop it in the comment box. If you have any video that you want me to improve on, or you want me to just post, you can just drop it in the comment box. I promise you that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so thank you. I'll see you in the next video. All right, so play with this. So if you like the video, you can just subscribe and like, and recommend me to my channel to other friends who are like-minded. All right, best of luck. Thank you so much for watching.